So how long have you had back pain, and what caused it?
I had one injury, and then through doing something stupid, and then did it again. I didn't turn a light on one night because my cat was sleeping, and had another fracture, and so now I have 4 fractures in my back.
And they were all from falls, or?
3 from falls and 1 from taking up my own driveway. And like I say, we do dumb things to ourselves, and then we pay for them the rest of our life.
So describe your pain to me.
He always say 1 to 10, and I'd say there's a lot of times it was a 12. There was, you wake up with it in the morning and you go to bed with it at night. I mean, there's just no time that you don't have it.
How did the fractures subsequently happening throughout, how did that start affecting your life and what you were able to do? What kind of symptoms did you have?
I ended up on high dose pain pills and an ice pack, and wasn't able to do anything in my yard anymore, even with that. And if I went someplace, like I would go to openings and things like that, I'd have to go immediately and sit down and find a chair to sit in because I couldn't walk around. And it really bothered me that I couldn't do what I used to be able to do, and I didn't think I was ever going to be able to do it. And I'd been to many doctors before that, and nobody could actually help me.
When you say you've been to many doctors, what types of doctors did you see, and what did they do for you or tell you they could do for you?
They've sent me to, one sent me to therapy, which was fair. I mean, it just did temporarily, and then as soon as I stopped going, I've been to a chiropractor. Then once I had the second fracture, I was told I couldn't go to the chiropractor anymore because of all the other fractures in my back. So when I heard about Dr. Moore, through a friend whose mother went to him who was 95 years old, and she's doing so much better, and I thought, it's worth a try. So I'm so glad that she told me about it. It was just because this has been, finally I've gotten to get my life back a little bit.
So when you came to Dr. Mora's office for the first time, what was that visit like?
Actually, it was almost weird because he said, stand up, and he turned me around, and he said, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do with you. I mean, it was like, we're going to start, we'll schedule you, and we're going to take care of this. We're going to put some shots in your back, and I thought, and we're going to probably do some concrete at the top. I mean, it was immediately. It wasn't anything. He knew exactly what he was going to do.
And you were comfortable with that? You felt like that was good?
Yeah, I felt like because like I say, I had someone else go to him, and she was so. Her daughter, who was my friend, was so pleased with him that I've trusted them. She wouldn't have let her mother go there otherwise.
So you went in and you had a vertebroplasty, which is where they put the cement in your back. Then you said you were in a twilight kind of, did you feel what was going on?
I didn't feel it at all.
And how long did it take? Do you even know?
They usually keep me there a half hour after they do the shots to make sure, or whatever they're doing to me.
But the vertebroplasty?
They kept me an extra half hour to make sure everything went okay. Turned over and just lay there for a half an hour, and then I went home.
You said you only had to lay there for about 30 minutes after procedure on your back.
Procedure.
After that, what were your limitations? Was there anything you could or couldn't do?
I had to be at home the rest of the day, and then the next day I drove. And be careful. I think I had, I wasn't allowed to pick up anything over 8 pounds. Yeah, that's what it was, anything over 8 pounds for several weeks.
Compared to your pain then, and compared to your pain after the procedure, what would you say was the biggest difference for you?
I would say the biggest difference was how I could stand. The difference in my ability to stand up, and I wouldn't be leaning over towards the end of the day. That would probably be the biggest thing with when they first put the concrete in. And
was that immediate? Was it over time?
Within the first 24 hours, I would say it was immediate in that respect because I didn't really push myself the first day.
What are the activities that you're able to do now that you didn't think you'd be able to do again?
So it's made a big difference in my life now. I just went to my class reunion and was able to walk around and talk to people, and it was very nice to not have to be in pain. And people said, I've commented, they say I'm walking taller, walking, more with a purpose than I was before, because I'm so much better